On a bitter, sleepless night atop the cold battlements of Elsinore Castle, the guards whisper fearfully of a ghostly figure stalking the darkness. When Hamlet's friend Horatio arrives to see for himself, the spectral form of the dead king, armor glistening faintly, appears, silent and sorrowful. Horatio's blood runs cold. He knows one truth. This apparition must be revealed to Prince Hamlet, the young man whose grief already hangs on him like a heavy cloak. Inside the castle, the atmosphere is false and bright. King Claudius, newly crowned after the sudden death of his brother, raises his goblet and speaks with polished authority. He chides Hamlet for unmanly mourning and urges him to embrace the new marriage. His marriage to Queen Gertrude, Hamlet's mother, only weeks after the funeral. Hamlet, heartsick and disgusted, answers politely but feels betrayal gnawing at his soul. His mother smiles weakly, trying to hide her guilt, while Claudius's cheerful words ring hollow. Hamlet's mind spirals. My father dead, my mother married to his brother. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Later that night, Horatio reaches Hamlet in a hurried whisper and tells him of the ghost's appearance. Shock turns to determination as Hamlet demands to see it. On the windswept tower, the ghost materializes, beckoning Hamlet away from the others. Trembling, Hamlet follows. The ghost speaks in a voice filled with pain and vengeance. It is the spirit of Hamlet's father, murdered in secret by Claudius. The truth crashes down like thunder. While the old king slept peacefully, Claudius poured poison into his ear, stealing both crown and queen. The ghost orders Hamlet to avenge this foul and most unnatural murder, but warns him to leave Gertrude's judgment to heaven. Hamlet's heart burns with resolve. He swears to remember and obey, though the weight of the command presses heavily on his soul. From that moment, Hamlet begins to act as if mad, wandering with cryptic words and erratic behavior. He does this to confuse those around him, especially Polonius, the meddling court advisor, who quickly concludes that Hamlet is lovesick for Polonius's daughter, Ophelia. Claudius watches Hamlet with tightening suspicion. Ophelia, caught between duty and love, fears the change in him but obeys her father's orders to keep away. Hamlet, tormented by doubt and the enormity of his mission, struggles with his own mind. In a moment of raw honesty, he contemplates existence itself. To be or not to be? Is it better to endure the cruelty of life or to seek rest in death? Yet fear of the unknown makes him hesitate. Conscience and morality bind him even as despair tugs at him. When a troupe of traveling actors arrives at the castle, Hamlet's mind awakens with a desperate plan. He asks them to perform a play that mirrors the method of his father's murder. He will watch Claudius's reaction. If the king shows guilt, Hamlet will know the ghost spoke the truth. As the actors perform, Claudius bolts up in panic, calls for lights, and storms out. Hamlet's suspicion crystallizes into certainty. Claudius is the murderer. Claudius, shaken by the performance, attempts to pray for forgiveness, but cannot truly repent. As he kneels, Hamlet enters and finds him vulnerable. The perfect chance for revenge stands before him. But Hamlet hesitates. If Claudius dies while praying, he may go to heaven. Hamlet wants justice, not mercy, so he spares him for the moment and withdraws, choosing to strike at a more damning hour. Seeking truth, Hamlet confronts Queen Gertrude in her chamber. Their conversation escalates into a fierce and painful clash. Hamlet accuses her of lust, betrayal, and moral blindness. Frightened, she calls for help, just as a hidden figure stirs behind the curtain. Believing Claudius hides there, Hamlet thrusts his sword through the fabric and kills the intruder, only to discover it is Polonius. Horror washes over the scene. Gertrude is distraught. Hamlet is shocked by his own violence, yet he insists she face her deeds and break free from Claudius's corruption. She finally sees a flicker of truth in her son's anguish. Claudius, terrified by Hamlet's behavior and the murder of Polonius, decides to send Hamlet away to England with secret orders for his execution. But Hamlet outsmarts the plot, escapes the ship, and returns to Denmark. Meanwhile, Ophelia, broken by her father's death and Hamlet's madness, loses her grip on reality. She wanders through the palace singing fragmented songs of love and sorrow until tragedy consumes her. She drowns. Whether by accident or despair, no one can say. Her brother Laertes, enraged by both Hamlet's actions and Ophelia's fate, returns and demands revenge. Claudius, seizing the opportunity, manipulates Laertes into a deadly scheme. They will challenge Hamlet to a friendly duel, but Laertes will fight with a poisoned blade. Claudius also prepares a poisoned cup in case the blade fails. The final confrontation begins. Hamlet and Laertes face each other under the watching eyes of the court. Their swords clash in a flurry of steel and bitter emotion. During the fight, Laertes wounds Hamlet with the poisoned blade, but in the struggle their weapons are exchanged, and Hamlet wounds Laertes in return. Chaos erupts. The queen drinks from the poisoned cup, unaware, and collapses. Laertes, dying, confesses the treachery and exposes Claudius's plot. Fury surges through Hamlet. With the last of his strength, he strikes Claudius with the poisoned sword and forces him to drink the fatal wine, ending the usurper's life. Hamlet, mortally wounded, turns to his loyal friend Horatio and entrusts him with the truth of this sorrowful story. His final breath leaves him as the room falls silent, filled with grief and the weight of tragedy. Thus ends Hamlet's struggle, a tale of betrayal, madness, grief, and the destructive price of revenge.